because no, people don't always feel the same about something. So I
You know,
wouldn't.
if
I agree.
if I'm just looking at something that says top 10 worst rated vegetarian dishes in the world. I think I might send this to you just so you can watch
Are you
out.
gonna try them all?
I don't know that I need to do
I
that.
think we
It's
should. I
not.
think you should try each one on air
No, I
and
think
go
you
down this
should.
top 10
I
list.
think no. I think as the budding vegan, you should.
Oh, are you a
Am I
budding
the?
vegan?
To
I
experiment
mean,
on yourself. I think I should watch how you react, and we can have fun
Erica,
Why
with
I'm
would
it.
you
one of those.
scare him off like that?
Erica, I'm one of those plants that takes a long time to grow.
Well, because first
Right,
of
but if
all,
you put poison on the plant doesn't grow.
he suggested it. I'm not going to do that because that's for
I
me.
didn't
That's dumb.
suggest a top 10 list of worst vegan foods. I did not suggest that.
You
Did you hear me
suggested
suggest that,
you
Erica?
suggested I try it. So let's be real. You
Can we?
suggested
You
that
Can
brought
you
it
tell
up.
us some of the stuff on the list?
Yeah, I did bring it up, and I said I would show it to you so that I could warn you what to stay away from. And then you suggested that I should try it, which I find dumb because I'm
Well,
not
I
out
think
here
you should. I
trying
think
to
you
find.
maybe it's not the worst list. Maybe you might disagree. And as you know,
Yeah, but I find that dumb because I'm not out here trying to like find out, right?
but I
Like,
think it would
What's
be
on the
entertaining is the
list?
reason why I mentioned it.
Just tell us
yeah,
what's on
no,
the
I think
list.
it would be much more entertaining for you to do it, not for me.
Maybe we both do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just okay. I'd be more willing if we both did it. I'm just not willing to be like,
I'm just looking for the entertainment purposes. Like let's
No,
evaluate.
I know you are. I'm just nobody's. You know, I'm nobody's little bellboy.
It'd be a good show. It'd be a good
Okay,
show
can you
if you
just
tried
say
the
like
top
what's
10.
what's number
so,
one?
So this first one, okay, it's just a picture. So the first one that they name is Ratatouille.
I love that dish.
Erica, you got to come on air and try the top 10. You got to try the top 10.
The second one is Caesar salad.
What?
That's
Caesar
not
salad is
vegan.
pretty good. I
It
don't
has
like the
anchovies
sauce.
in it.
Okay, so someone wasn't. So both of so Ish pulled you into his world, and you didn't pay attention when I mentioned what I mentioned. I said top 10 worst rated vegetarian dishes.
But anchovies are not vegetarian. Doesn't
That's
Caesar
why
salad
it's
have
one of the
anchovy
worst
dressing?
rated.
Oh, okay, let's look at that. What happened with that one? Yeah, I guess this one. No, yeah. Well, okay, so that's interesting. So this one doesn't have anchovies, but it does say Worcester sauce, which usually does have. Doesn't Worcester sauce usually have anchovies in it?
I thought so. Is it a
Worcestershire
recipe
sauce?
though?
It tells you what the main ingredients are in it.
Ah.
What's number 3?
Number 3. Hexanos da Horta. A Portuguese
The dish or the ingredient?
No, a Portuguese dish consisting of green beans that are dusted in flour, then fried. Speaking of going to different countries, the name means fish from the garden because it resembles small
It doesn't
fried
sound
fish.
bad.
I'd eat it. Sounds like fish sticks.
Yeah, you probably just got to season it. Cauliflower cheese.
Yeah, no.
At all? Like, here's my question about this list. Are they giving you an actual recipe to prepare it? Because, like, I could probably make all of these dishes taste good with the right seasoning.
That's what I'm
she's
saying.
one of those,
know.
Mike. She's one of those.
Well, no. I mean, that's totally makes sense. I mean,
she's
we're
one
all
of those
one
people.
Of yeah, we're
that
all
thinks
one
you
of
can
these
make food taste good.
Listen,
right?
I complain about this on Facebook. I do these random food commentaries, and one of them is like how you know you don't like something, and someone who can cook comes along and says, "Yeah, that's because you haven't had it the way I made it." And I'm like, "Oh, you can make it taste like a steak?" Like,
Yeah,
you can
no,
make a green
sorry.
pepper taste like
Yeah,
like
I'm going to
like fried chicken.
yeah, I'm gonna fight back against that. I mean, a lot of these are dishes that a lot of people like, and it's really weird. Like, how would cauliflower cheese be bad to someone who eats cheese? Like, I don't understand how this could be so bad. I mean, it's made from
Well,
flour, milk, butter, nutmeg, and mature cheeses such as cheddar. How could that be so bad?
I
Unless you don't
feel
season your
like
food.
this person had a friend who cooked all these dishes for them, and their friend just happened to be really bad at making food.
Yeah, their friend doesn't use seasonings. That's exactly
Right.
what I'm thinking.
what else are we talking about here?
Okay,
Nutmeg
this
is a
one.
seasoning.
What's that?
Nutmeg is a seasoning.
No, I'm saying whoever made this dish does not season their fucking food. Because cauliflower and cheese, like, give me a break. That shit should be good. Is what I'm
He's
saying.
like, what do you mean cauliflower cheese isn't good? What's going on here?
You can make
no,
that good for sure.
This person just. This should be like top 10 dishes. You have to be an asshole not to be able to make taste good. Like,
All right,
that's
what
it should
else?
be
What
called.
else do we have on this list that you're not going to try but are
This one
criticizing?
is called Imam by Yildi. It's a Turkish dish consisting of eggplants cut in a way that they look like long canoes, filled with a
I don't
combination
like squash.
of. It's not squash,
Well, eggplant and
and
squash is the same to me.
okay, that's I've never
Same
heard that,
texture.
but
They got
this
the same texture.
this should be really good. Onions, red peppers, garlic, and tomato. I don't know if you can. I mean, those are like the best. Those are like really good.
That all
Some
sounds good to
onions and
me.
peppers and eggplants taste nasty.
You don't like onions?
It's
I
flavored
don't like
with
onions or peppers.
cumin, paprika, and lemon juice.
That sounds good. A little
Sauteed
salt.
in generous amounts of olive oil. I mean, this is like an African dish that my father
Sounds
makes
real good.
very well, and it's delicious. I mean, not specifically like the canoe shaped eggplant, but yeah, I don't know. I think this is like I think we're
Sounds like a
being
horrible list to me. I think they're right on point.
no, I think we're being trolled. I think we're being trolled into like
Onions,
reading
red
these
peppers,
dishes.
and eggplant.
Wait,
Well,
wait,
yeah,
wait. If you don't
you
like
just don't
onions,
like
what are
this
you
stuff.
even eating? Like, how do you even eat a meal without an onion in it?
Huh? There's plenty
Yeah,
of meals you can eat without an onion in it.
you just don't like this stuff. But
I don't like
people who-
onions and red peppers and eggplants. I really don't. I like when I posted
Yeah, but
my
I'm
post
saying
about
these
people
are things
making
that
food taste good. I was
these are
thinking about
things
peppers.
these are things that you specifically don't like. But for
Yeah,
people
yeah.
who do, for most people who like them, these would not be bad dishes at all. This is like
Oh
someone
my
took
God. What are we
their.
doing here? I feel like I'm in the Twilight Zone.
You're not in the Twilight Zone, Ish.
Mike, why
Someone
don't you
took
try the list? No, I'm not going to try the list. And now you're going to argue me down about why these things are good.
No, I'm not arguing you down about why they're good. I'm saying if you don't like these specific ingredients, of course you're not going to like the dish. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying for most people who don't have a problem with onions or eggplants, these would be delicious dishes.
So are
Is
you
that
saying
is
that
that
I
crazy?
shouldn't? No. So, but are you saying that I'm not able to say that I don't like the dish because I don't like those things in them?
Well,
Well,
I'm saying,
the
of
list
course you
is
don't.
saying the list is saying these are bad foods for everybody. Like nobody's gonna like it. It's bad. But
Thank you.
most of what he's saying is most people like those ingredients. You don't like onions. That's not really a normal thing not to like. Most people like onions.
Thank you.
Yeah, but I can still make the comment.
No, you
can say it.
I'm just saying this list. What I'm really trying to say is this.
I know what you're saying, Mike. I'm being
this list doesn't hold weight. Is what I'm saying.
What else we got?
Ish, did you write this list? That's what I'm really trying to ask.
I might have with the cauliflower cheese, and I might have.
Yeah, because you seem to overwhelmingly agree with this weird list.
Yeah, what else are we working with?
Wait a minute.
No, I didn't agree with number 1 and number 2. I didn't agree with number 1 and number 2.
Mavens.
I didn't agree with number 1 and number 2. I don't like the sauce on Caesar salad, but I like Caesar salad. I just don't like that sauce.
Okay. Let's see what else they got here. Next, they're probably going to say macaroni and cheese.
The worst thing
Israeli
I had-
salad.
Is that like couscous?
No, Israeli salad is kind of like, it's almost like the Israeli version of pico de gallo, right? It's
Okay, what's
tomato,
wrong with that?
onions, cucumbers, peppers, parsley, lemon juice, olive oil, bell peppers.
This is a troll. This is definitely a troll.
Yeah, I put that
Oh,
on
but
the list.
maybe the list is the worst foods if you're hungry and you're vegetarian because someone's
yeah,
just
this is
serving you
weird.
sides.
No, honestly, I feel like this.
She said, "What do you eat?"
Wait, this is weird. This is. I don't get it. Top 10 worst rated vegetarian dishes in the world. Yeah, see, I feel like we're being trolled. This is not.
Are they like at specific restaurants? I could see like, this
No.
restaurant that has the worst ratatouille in the world.
No, because
Oh yeah, I never had ratatouille.
Well, here's the thing that's really annoying is once you read under it, it doesn't say anything about these being bad dishes at all. It's just giving you a history of like the dish under the province. I feel
what
like
else is on the list?
This was literally a bait. This was literally like clickbait.
Is baked potato on the list? If baked potato's on the list, we know it's a bad list.
No, I'm telling you, this is weird. There's like nothing under any of these headings that continues with the theme of these being bad dishes. This was literally clickbait just to get us to look at these recipes. Because then it says,
Well, I'm still curious to know what else is on the list.
Okay, ate it, rate it, want to try, favorite. And it's telling you, yeah, probably the best known national dish of Israel, blah, blah, blah. Nothing about it being bad. And then
It's the best known national dish of Israel.
Yeah.
Wow, they trolled you.
No, yeah, this is heavy trolling. And then it says where to eat the best. And then it's naming different restaurants. This is just like a clever way of advertising. This is
So what else is on the list?
We got trolled. Oh man, they're going crazy with the masks. Have you seen winter versions of masks? They have them like connected to like winter caps and stuff.
But what else is on
That
the
sounds
list?
convenient.
I proposed that concept to Dwayne.
Yeah, no, it's cool. I should send you what this looks like. I got one that's
fine for taking a walk outside, but what if you have to go in?
I got like the Elmer Fudd hat with the flaps that you can either tie up at the top or let hang down, and I got a mask that like comes with it.
That's on the list?
No. Yeah, I mean, I could keep reading through this list, but this list has been corrupted. This list.
Yeah, but we almost got to 10. I'm curious.
Yeah, but now I'm getting hungry and I want to know what else I can eat.
Dokla, vegetarian snack consisting of fermented chickpea batter and rice. Spices such as chili and ginger are added to the batter in order to improve the flavor of the dish. When baked, dokla is often garnished with coriander, coconut, or chopped chilies, typically accompanied by besan chutney.
That sounds good.
Many variations, such as semolina, rice powder, or cheese dokla. Fluffy, low in calories, packed with protein. Unsurprising that dokla remains a staple food of Gujarat.
I wonder, obviously this is heavy trolling, but let's give them the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're saying like people don't know about these vegetarian dishes unless they're like part of the culture that they come from. Maybe they just misworded. And they're not saying that they're bad tasting. They're saying that they're not widely known.
No,
I'd be ordering the dokla.
No, it says worse. We were heavily trolled.
I'd be ordering the dokla.
We were heavily trolled. And it's my bad that I didn't figure that out and point it out sooner because it was evident very quickly by the dishes that they showed. Arroz con huevo. I think everyone knows what that means, right?
What's in it?
Well, do you know what it means by the words? Arroz con huevo?
No.
Rice and eggs. Yeah, rice and eggs.
Oh, I don't like eggs.
Okay, we'll skip
No,
that one.
I'm not an
because no
egg
one's
person,
gonna-
but I love rice.
Are you one of those people that can eat plain white rice?
Yep. I just ate some
that's weird.
jasmine rice earlier tonight.
That's weird.
Unseasoned. I love rice. Love rice.
That's weird. That's weird. Can you do that, Erica? Thank you.
What do
I
you want me
taste
to
the
do?
sugar in it.
Wait, can you eat plain rice?
With salt on it.
You can't just eat it plain?
I mean, I can if I have to, but I'd rather put some salt on it.
Oh, it's so good plain.
Yeah, I don't understand how. Yeah, you've got some interesting. You spent some time. I feel like this might have been from your time in the trenches when you
I mean, I
really
taste
had
the
to,
sugar in it
survive.
though.
Yeah, I feel like that's survival technique. I feel like you were in the trenches and like you didn't know when your next meal was coming. And
I mean,
you just had to,
I've been there, but white rice wasn't in part of that equation. I wish that would have been a luxury. But white rice is one of my favorite meals. I love white rice.
Yeah, that's weird. I'm not gonna lie. And you know, I was gonna say take this with a grain of salt, but that's usually some white people shit.
White rice?
Yes. Like sorry.
Okay, but like
I've never
what
met,
white people?
Well, no, of course it's not all white people. It's
Yeah,
usually
well, like I haven't met any at all.
well, that's good. You
I
don't.
mean, like
I would
African
recommend
people
it.
eat it, Asian people eat it. Like, what are we doing here?
No, I'll honor the white people shit thing if you can justify it.
You're not gonna show me one African that eats plain white fucking rice. Sorry, you're
But
just
I
not.
don't know
They
any
did in
white people that
Senegal.
do it either.
Well,
Chinese, Asian
that's
people do
probably
it.
why.
No, they don't. They dip it in shit at least.
Exactly.
No, but they also will also have
Erica.
bowls. If you go to Korean restaurants, they'll also give you bowls of plain white rice.
Right, but you mix it with everything else.
Yes,
Well, you don't necessarily have to. There are people who don't necessarily mix it with everything else. I eat it plain. I don't prefer. It's not like I'm gonna be like, yo, like my daughter and I just had a bowl of plain white rice yesterday. While we were waiting for the curry chicken to be finished, we took some rice out of the steamer and we ate a bowl.
That's weird.
Of jasmine rice, actually.
Dude, that's very.
Did you put some salt on that?
Exactly. At least put some
why
salt
would I
on
put salt on rice?
Because it tastes good with salt.
Because it tastes like. Wait a minute. Here's a guy that
Rice
doesn't
is
even
sweet.
drink water. Here's a guy that doesn't even drink water because it tastes like nothing, and he's eating
but rice doesn't taste like nothing. You can't taste the sugar when you eat the rice.
I wouldn't know because I don't eat just rice. I just would not do it. I mean, I don't have any business just
rice.
eating plain rice.
I love rice. I love the texture. I love the way it tastes. I love rice. I gotta curve it because I don't want to get diabetes from it. But I gotta curve.
Yeah.
I eat a lot of rice.
No, I've had being the son of Africans. I've definitely had way too much rice in my life. Haven't eaten all the Chinese food I've had way too much rice in my life. But certainly, I can't just sit there and eat unseasoned, unsauced, unsalted white rice.
I definitely think salt is a way to ruin rice. If you're just gonna put salt in it, I think it's just.
I mean, I definitely think eating plain rice is a way to just throw your rice and money away. I mean, it's crazy. I just couldn't do it. I just couldn't do it. I mean, at least with like bread, like if you eat like good, like some kind of multi-grain or like bread with like flax or like, you know, good for you type of bread, it's got some interesting textures and nutty flavors. And even then I wouldn't just sit there and eat a lot of it, but at least that could have a taste to it. But just plain white rice,
I could just sit there and eat Italian bread.
Well, yeah, again, at least
absolutely, I could just take Italian bread and just be munching on it.
At least that's got some more going to it, but just to sit there and eat rice is very weird, very strange. But yeah, usually white folks that I've known. Maybe sometimes in like college.
I need to know specific white folks that are eating unseasoned white rice for fun.
Do they put raisins in it? It's
let
like
me
one of
tell
white
you,
people's favorite seasonings, right?
Ish,
Raisins.
if you were to put raisins in it, you would be upping the value by a lot. Like you have no
But that's a white
business.
people thing. Like
Yeah,
white people have like
Ish,
sun-dried raisins as like their
Ish,
top seasoning.
Ish, you're all the way at the bottom right now. Like you have no business clowning people for putting raisins in their rice because you're
So
all the way
I
at
can
the
tell you a
bottom.
story, Mike.
You're
I was
eating
working at
unseasoned
ECMC
rice.
and we had a drug lunch and they brought us like tuna sandwiches, right? And these were like tuna sandwiches with like, the gourmet toothpicks in them. So I'm like, okay, I'll take a tuna sandwich. Man, I bit into that tuna sandwich, dude. The world ended for my mouth.
There's raisins
Like
in
this
it.
was some white, no, there were grapes in this joint, dude.
Oh,
But
Like
you
this
know
was
what?
like some
Here's
white
the
people tuna
thing.
salad, man. I'm like, wait a minute, what is happening to my life? Like,
because
I
it
didn't
increases
even
the
know
fiber.
about this
Is that
grape
because of the
thing.
fiber? Is that why? I think that's why.
I think
yo,
it's
Erica,
think
tell
white
us about
people
the
are.
grapes.
I think
okay.
white
I
people
don't
are
know
doing
about the
this.
grapes.
Do white people are doing this because they're increasing their fiber? Ish. That's what I'm starting to realize as I'm getting into fiber.
Grapes?
I
Wait,
think.
no. Because okay, I know not all white people is a whatever. I'm not trying to say not all white people, but what I am trying to say is I did not know about the grape thing until I went to Feel Right Market and I got a vegan tuna sandwich and there were grapes in it. Vegan tuna.
Yo,
From Feel
I know
Right.
you was feeling some type of way, right? Like, why are there grapes?
I was. I was
Like,
like, what? Why would you put grapes in this? But more importantly, why would you eat plain white rice?
Wait, was there
no,
vegan names
grapes
in
in
this
the tuna.
sandwich?
I mean,
Was there vegan?
probably, yeah. It's probably vegan, yeah.
Okay, I was just trying to figure out reasons why you put grapes in
I
it.
don't know. I'm sure there's like an origin story to why some people put grapes in tuna
There's
salad.
got
But
to be.
again, no one in my family puts grapes in their tuna salad. That's not a thing in my household.
Yo, I mean,
It's a
they be having onions and grapes, and I'm like, yo, who did this? Like,
Well,
it's like,
onions makes
and
sense.
grapes,
Yeah, grapes. I don't know what happened.
and they're not like little cut up crushed grapes. They
Right.
like slice the grape. You know what I mean?
Wait, they're green. They're green. We're talking green grapes, right?
purple.
They're just grapes.
Purple
Like
grapes.
I don't.
Well, the
Wow.
one I
Grapes,
had
dude.
at Feel Right was purple grapes.
Yeah, I had
And
purple grapes
I'm
too.
gonna be honest. I enjoyed it. I was like, not bad. Okay.
Yeah, I
can
wasn't
get
feeling
into
it great.
this.
It was on wheat. It was on wheat bread.
I don't know what kind of bread the one I had was.
Well, you don't eat wheat, so it couldn't have been
Right.
wheat.
This was back when I lived in Buffalo. So that would have been before I was diagnosed with celiac disease. So I was eating whatever bread was on the sandwich.
You know, I wanted to reference Erica when Dwayne. Well, you don't. Ish, you don't really check your messages that much, but Dwayne and I have been chatting
I
in
saw
Messenger. Oh, okay.
some energy stuff.
Well, beyond that, we got into vegan stuff. But Dwayne has a citric issue. He can't eat like vitamin C. Basically, we were talking about being a vegan, and I was like, I'm gonna look into how that affects you or whatever, because I'm just curious. Because Erica reminds me of a person who, despite her having celiac disease, she's still a hardcore vegan. And I know for a lot
But
of
it's not
people,
easy.
No, of course, no. It's definitely, I know it's totally not easy, and I know a lot of people probably would have used that as a reason to leave their veganism. But I was just
Now,
curious.
how does one equate to the other? I don't know anything about celiac disease or why
It's
veganism is difficult for it.
well, it's not necessarily, it's two difficult diets combined because celiac disease, like I can eat dairy and I'll have a mild omega because I'm lactose intolerant, but I won't get super, super sick. So like if I accidentally eat something that's not vegan, like nothing bad will happen to me. If I accidentally eat something that contains gluten, like I will get very ill in that it will last weeks upon weeks. So it's like two very strict diets happening simultaneously. So it's like, that's what makes it difficult. Usually if you're going to be on some sort of strict diet, it's one or the other.
So you have to be gluten free.
I don't have a choice in it. No.
We're talking about
thing,
wheat gluten only, right? Corn gluten, rice gluten are okay.
Yeah. It's just gluten that comes from wheat, oats, barley, and rye.
Okay. So I
So
hope that's somebody
That covers a lot of foods.
So that makes it difficult to be a vegan.
It does, because for example, like all of the really good gluten-free breads, the ones that actually have aren't rock hard, have eggs in them. So a lot of vegan restaurants, maybe you could go in and get a sandwich, or maybe if you're at a restaurant, they have one vegan entree, but it's like a pasta dish. And I can't eat pasta. So
I'm not gonna have to watch out for that. So if I'm trying to eat a vegan sandwich, but I say gluten-free bread, it might have eggs in it.
Often, yeah.
Okay.
Because the eggs are the thing that give it like a little bit more pliability. Because gluten-free bread is pretty hard and rigid usually. But yeah, so it's just like a lot of restaurants might have a vegan dish or two vegan dishes, but it's not a gluten-free dish. Whereas if I was just vegan, it'd be fine.
Is your husband vegan also?
He's vegetarian. And he's miming to me because he just stabbed himself under the fingernail. And he's trying to show me. He's reenacting it right now.
So there's a difference between vegetarian and veganism?
Yeah, he eats dairy. He doesn't eat eggs because his parents don't eat eggs, so he doesn't eat eggs.
We've talked about this ish before. Remember when you accused me of shitting on other vegans, and I was saying no, I was talking about vegetarians, not vegans.
No,
you should, because it was a whole thing, and we've got tapes.
I don't.
We've got tapes of it.
I'm not refuting that. What I'm saying is I don't remember.
Okay, well I'll help you remember. You were mentioning a friend of yours that was vegetarian, but you said she was like, it was something weird, like she was a part-time vegetarian or something, and I said that doesn't equate, like you're either
I definitely don't remember
vegetarian or you're not.
I don't think I know anyone who's a part-time vegetarian. But anyway, go on.
I don't know. That was it. I think Erica, you might have been there. You were there one of the times. It was one of the first times you were on when he was bringing it up. He was saying, and
I'll agree for that. I don't remember this at all, but I won't deny it. So
no, it's fine. But you were saying, and Mike hates vegetarians, or Mike hates vegans, and I was like, what are you talking about?
No, I thought I said you hated vegetarians or something.
Well, no, I think you had confused vegans with vegetarians, but anyways, no, I was just saying there's no such thing as a part-time vegetarian, but the main difference is just all of the animal products. So it's basically like, think of it like a vegetarian on steroids, like no cheese, no milk, no eggs, no dairy, nothing, no like animal byproducts.
No gelatin.
Yeah, that's what makes a vegan. There's like no animal byproducts. Which is really why the whole thing about calling diets vegan can be a little bit confusing, because really vegan's a lifestyle, right? So it's like, it's a bit of a misnomer to call a diet a vegan, because a vegan does not, buy like leather or like soap that's made from animals or any of that stuff. Whereas someone who eats plant-based just doesn't eat anything with any animal byproducts. But the nomenclature is already out there, and we probably don't want to further confuse people. So I think we're, it just makes sense to say vegan or whatever. But that's another story.
Yeah. But I personally don't recommend, like, I think that people should do their best, but I personally don't recommend being vegan and gluten-free. I feel like it's such a challenge that it consumes a lot of my energy and consumes a lot of my life. It was more that I was vegan before I had to go gluten-free, and the thought of even trying to stop being vegan after it's been, I went vegan when I was in like middle school. So I don't even like seafood or see meat as food anymore. Right. So to try to change that at this late in my life, it felt like it would have been impossible. But
Now, can I ask? I'm sorry. Go on.
I
And
didn't
you were in
even
your
know what
mid
that sentence
20s.
was going to be.
You were in your mid 20s, right? When you
Yeah,
got
early
diagnosed
20s.
with celiac. Early
Yeah.
20s.
Well, I guess it was early to mid. Yeah.
23ish.
So what
Yeah.
contributed for you? And I know it's a personal journey for everyone. What was it that made you choose to become vegan in middle school?
I grew up in Medina, which is, you're from Buffalo, so maybe you know the area. There's a lot of like farms in the area. So I saw a lot of farm animals and couldn't really picture myself eating them. And then I had a friend, and I had wanted to be vegetarian. My mom wasn't like not on board with it. And I had a friend whose mom was into PETA. So she always had all this like PETA literature at her house. And I kind of was starting to get into it and starting to learn different ways that I could kind of follow my ideals of not wanting to eat things that I thought were cute. And then when I was like 12 or something, I got like a job, like a paper out, so that I could pay for my own food because my parents were not going to support the vegan thing.
So you started paying for your
hardcore.
own food at 12?
Well, not like everything. I mean, they'd make dinner and there would be sides, and I would eat the sides and not the entree. But I would make enough money that I could like supplement my parents were not gonna, like I said, they're not gonna support the vegan thing. So I had to kind of go out on my own.
And you kind of learned to cook kind of from a younger age at that point.
Kind of learned to make peanut butter and jelly.
Yeah, that is pretty hardcore.
Yeah, that's hardcore. I want to interject here that
I'm waiting for the Lifetime movie on that.
A Lifetime movie. Oh man. So I want to interject that Buffalo might have a reputation for having some of the more hardcore vegans. Have you heard of that before, Erica?
Buffalo and Philly.
Okay.
Well, yeah, definitely. Buffalo is definitely like the scene that I was a part of, kind of that like underground punk, underground vegan scene that was pretty hardcore.
Yeah.
Pretty strict. But a lot of the people I knew back then that were hardcore vegans aren't vegans anymore, probably because they were too hardcore and they pushed themselves out of it. Yeah, they burned out.
Are you straight edge as well?
Well, not by definition. I mean, yes. Yeah, I guess I am, but like, I don't really use the term.
You don't use the markers, right?
Yeah.
No, it's just the best way. It was an easy way for me to sum it all up into one,
No, that's a good question though, especially for Buffalo. That's a good question.
Right, but I don't think it had nothing to do with the straight edge vegan culture in Buffalo, which most of the vegans I've spent time with also were heavy drinkers and liked to party. I wasn't really part of a straight edge vegan scene when I was in Buffalo. It just, my personal choice was like, I didn't want to partake. I wasn't like hanging out with other straight edge people and rocking out to Minor Threat or anything. Or Earth Crisis.
Are you straight edge, Mike?
See, this is where we get into the.
Oh man, here we go.
Here we go. You know that I'm not. You know that I'm not. So I'm just gonna leave that there. You know that I'm not straight edge.
Well, I don't know because, and now you're gonna criticize me, and I'm on the spotlight, and here we go again. Poor me. Woe is me. But there are some people who don't consider marijuana a drug.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I don't even really smoke anymore. But you know that I drink. I mean,
I don't know that you drink. So if you're saying that I know that you drink, I don't know that.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, I'll put it this way.
I know you used to drink.
Yeah. I mean, well, I'll put it this way. I mean, I've barely been imbibing at all, but it's not by rule. It's just the way it is, It's not like the day that I get my vaccine and I can hang out with people again. Like I probably the day that bars reopen and that the vaccine is in full effect and shit is back to normal. You
Okay,
know,
I
I
stand
will.
corrected because I do know that you like to go to the bar. I don't know that you. I didn't even that didn't even occur to me. I remember now in conversation. You know what I mean? It didn't even
Well,
occur to me.
it's been a while. It's been a while. But yeah, the day that shit is back to normal, I will be at the bar. I will do some karaoke, like, you know, down the streets. I will have some fun, try to connect with, you know, someone in the
I would
neighborhood who
love to
goes to
be
that
there.
bar.
When I come to New York to get AOC's autograph, I'm coming to check you out. I would love to go to karaoke with you.
Yeah, that would be great. Are you gonna do something? Are you gonna perform?
I mean, I will, but I love to
Okay.
do. I'm not gonna perform by myself.
Well, yeah, we're gonna do some fun stuff. That'll be fun. We'll do some fun stuff. But yeah, when shit gets back to normal, I mean, yeah. But no, I'm not. I'm not straight edge. I've never been.
Yeah, no, I wasn't trying to be ish when I asked you that question because I didn't even consider marijuana because I know some people just don't consider marijuana a drug, and I forgot that you drink.
No, the straight edge people consider everything a drug. They don't
Yeah,
even
even
do.
Yeah,
caffeine.
Yeah, they don't even do caffeine. Some of
what
them
about
don't even
sugar?
probably do sugar, right?
I was about to say, what about sugar?
Sugar and caffeine for some people are totally, yeah. If you're really, and so the
Because they're
original straight
addictive.
edge people, yeah, and then also sex for some people, that was a thing. It was like sex, sugar, caffeine. And I had a friend who was straight edge in college, and like
Wait a minute,
probably
what?
the first time he had sex, he got his girlfriend pregnant.
Well,
Because he was like,
and he was like, "See,"
Wait.
he's like, "See."
Who's writing the book on this?
I don't know, some
Who is it
bands in
such,
the 80s.
I'm
That
more
sounds
straight.
like
I'm
someone.
so straight edge that I don't participate in sexual activity.
Well,
It
it
sounds like
evolved
someone who
because
doesn't. Sounds like someone who doesn't like that band that does
Sex
Californication.
Pistols.
No,
Oh,
not
the Red
Sex
Hot
Pistols.
Chili
Red Hot Chili
Peppers.
Yeah, it
Peppers.
sounds like someone who doesn't like the Red Hot Chili Peppers. They have blood, sugar, sex, magic. Was that the name of the album?
Yeah,
Sounds
it
like someone
evolved
whose
in the
last name
80s
is Epstein.
because in the 80s, the punk scene in the 80s was a lot of partying, specifically like the LA punk scene was partying and violence, a lot of violence and kind of like brawling and like people getting really hurt and drinking a lot of drugs. So people were like, let's kind of do our own thing. And our scene will be about not drinking and the violence they kept though. They kept the violence. But they were trying to like clean up their act a little bit.
They kept
Like
the
we'll
violence.
drink.
Wasn't
they
that
away
the
kept
all the
main
fun.
part?
We'll take
Wasn't that
away
the
all the
main part
fun
they were
stuff.
trying to get rid of?
We'll take away all the
I
fun
think it
stuff
was
and do the stuff that isn't fun.
Yeah, wasn't the violence the main thing they wanted to get rid of?
I know they couldn't let it go. And then there would be like actual fights. Straight edge people would like beat up people that drank, and there would be like literal straight edge gangs of people that would just like start like violent altercations with people.
Also, you're beating up the people who aren't in control of their faculties.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we couldn't beat you up yesterday, but now
Yeah,
we're
I mean the
sober and
American
you're
punk
not.
scene was pretty rough for a while before people were like, hey, we could probably just enjoy this music without beating the shit out of each other.
Now, is this crossover with like Seattle grunge?
That was much later.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that was much later. But yeah,
That's
that wasn't a
interesting.
violent music scene either. That was later. So by the end of the 80s, people were just kind of enjoying the music and the culture and the camaraderie without like beating the shit out of each other.
So the
And that
punk
worked out
scene
much better.
required violence.
It was a violent music scene. Yeah, there were essentially gangs and then rival gangs, and then who the fuck knows why they wanted to beat the shit out of each other all the time. It was just a part of the culture. It was very strange.
Now, when the punk scenes and the hip hop scenes were coming up together, was that when the punk scene was still violent?
Insane
Yeah.
Clown Posse.
In the 80s, it was rough. Yeah, it was specifically the hardcore scene was the most violent, but the punk scene was violent too. Like it was just like it was all about like being tough and a contrarian and like dismissive of mainstream culture, but it manifested itself in a way that people were just like you could really get hurt at a punk show.
It's
Wait,
like anti-authoritarianism.
Did you say Insane Clown Posse?
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Punk hip
that's
hop.
not punk.
Well, they're like
Or
hip hop
hip-hop.
punk
No.
fusion.
No,
They would
Yeah.
like you to feel that way about them. I don't know. If
They're
that's
not
true.
I mean,
They're
they're
not punk.
obviously they're a gang, but they're the Juggalos, but they're definitely hip hop punk fusion, right?
They're not punk.
There's something. No, they're not punk.
Well, first of all, they're later. First of all, they're later than punk. I mean, their fusion is maybe some kind of rock, but certainly not punk.
Well, I
There's
mean,
something, but I don't know what they are.
I remember specifically the Red Hot Chili Peppers telling me on my TV that they didn't want to win the Grammy for the song they won a Grammy for because they felt it was a hip hop song.
Oh, the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Yes. And
Wait,
I'm only
so
saying that to say that I guess if the Insane Clown Posse feels like they're punk, I don't know. Like,
I don't think
you
they
know,
feel like they're punk.
Wait, are we
Oh,
talking
okay.
about the Red Hot Chili Peppers or the Insane?
Yeah. No,
Punk
because
Posse?
I'm only using that to say that because I know you're saying they're not punk, and I just don't know either way. I'm being educated, but I remember the Red Hot Chili Peppers won a Grammy for a song that they said, well, we won, but we wanted our song to be judged as a hip hop song because it's a hip hop song.
Do you know
Even
what
though
song
nobody
it
in
was?
America considered that song a hip hop song. It was that one first big hit they had. Give it away, give it away, give it away, give it away now.
Oh,
What was the Grammy for? What was the Grammy category?
I
What
can't. It
song
was
was
back
it?
when they won it. But yeah, they
oh, that
definitely
song wasn't hip hop. What are they
no.
talking about?
Here's my point. I'm with you on that.
Yeah,
They, the little Flea
Yeah.
dude was like, it's a hip hop song. I'm like, what?
yeah. Sorry, Flea. Sorry,
Nobody
Flea.
with you considers the song a
Yeah,
hip hop.
nobody.
I know
But-
we're on a
but-
very different topic, but I still really want to know who the white people that are eating unsalted white rice are. You know?
Ask Ish. I think he might maybe was in the barracks with them or something.
Nah, no.
Ish has to know.
Alright.
these
And
people.
you
I don't
have
know,
some nerve to talk, Erica. Y'all season y'all food with raisins.
I don't.
Y'all actually created a brand called Lowry's Unseasoned Salt that y'all just sprinkle on stuff to make it look like salt, but it don't taste like anything.
How do you know that I had anything to
Unseasoned
do with
salt?
that?
Unseasoned salt.
Then it's just salt.
No, it's not even seasoned. It's just flavorless. It's just crystals. It's like diet
That's
salt.
not real. That's not real. And how do you know white people
No.
made that? Look that up.
Nobody made it. I made it up. But I do know there was this meme that went around that had different cultures' seasonings. So it had like black people with Lowry's, it had, Latinx people with Goya, and white people had the box of sun-dried raisins.
That
I'm
Goya
like, yes.
Racist.
Goya tastes so good too.
No, not all Latinos eat Goya. That's some racist shit.
I like Goya. Not all black people eat Lowry's, but I sure got some up in my cabinet.
Yeah, there's certainly tons of Goya and
I got a bottle of
certain
Tabasco
neighborhoods.
sauce in the refrigerator.
It's interesting. I mean, I feel like people who aren't Latino will just kind of lump all the cultures together. And so people say, oh, you live so close to Mexico, there must be like a lot of salsa clubs. It's like, why would there be salsa clubs? Like, that's a Puerto
Right.
Rican thing. It's a Colombian thing. There's no salsa clubs. And then it's like, oh, then there's lots of Goya. There's no Goya in the grocery store around here. People aren't buying Goya to cook.
Like
their
asking a
Mexican
Puerto
food.
Rican
Well,
person
first
how
of
good their
all,
tacos are.
you guys have great authentic food where you live. So yeah, I mean, that wouldn't sit well over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess Goya is probably specific. It's not just some general Latinx thing, but over here it's like certainly more.
You're gonna
Right.
find Goya in a
Ubiquitous.
Puerto Rican's house.
Yeah.
Sure.
So I don't know, probably college, probably white boy college kids who are eating
Eating
unseasoned
plain
rice.
white rice.
Yeah, I don't know.
First of all,
Definitely
first
the last time I heard it, it was definitely
First of all, you
definitely
just
white
messed
dude.
up there, Mike. As I was telling my friend Carrie, who's also white, no kid who's under the age of 30 has rice in their house. Like rice is something that you grab.
They ordered
get to a
Chinese food.
certain- Yeah, they order it,
Exactly.
but they,
Thank
they
you.
don't have
No,
the
no,
bag
Thank
of rice in
you,
their house.
Erica.
Most
I didn't
people
say
don't even know.
anything
Look,
about
without white rice,
didn't say
though.
anything about bags of rice. I
most
said
people don't
they
even
eat.
learn how to cook rice
I didn't say
until
anything about that. I
until they're
said they
like 30
eat.
with kids.
I said they eat plain, unseasoned white rice.
But
Didn't
they're
say
doing it
who's
because they
cooking it.
ate the Chinese food and they
Right.
are out of food. All they have left is the white rice. So it's not because they want the white rice. It's because they're hungry,
But
they're
see, this is the
hungover,
weird.
and they need
No, but
something.
Erica, this is the weird part. Because if you put me in that situation, I'm not eating that until I find some soy sauce or something. Now, I wouldn't do this anymore because that's nasty and I just don't need that in my life. But back then,
Let me have some
you're
rice
not
right
finding
now.
you're not finding me do that unless I put a little leftover with some sauce on it.
I have the
Like I
privilege
used
of
to
being a
even
super taster, so I taste things better than the two of you.
yeah, you're tasting some. You're
I can
extracting.
appreciate
You're
the
using your
taste of things.
superpower to extract taste where there is none. That's a superpower.
Well, I mean, I can't help it that your taste buds aren't as acute as mine.
You're just imagining
Yeah,
taste.
yeah, exactly.
I'm
you have-
imagining enjoying the taste of white rice, especially
Yes.
jasmine rice. Oh, it's
Yeah,
so good.
you're definitely imagining that.
It's
But
not like
yeah,
I sit
no matter
around
how
eating
hungry,
spaghetti noodles.
no matter how hungry I was, Erica, there was no, I'm gonna sit down and eat this rice. I mean, I've been poor. I've been so poor. Like I only had a 25-cent bag of potato chips all day, and I still wasn't eating. There was still salt in the house. There was still soy sauce in the house. Like there are still things you could put on that rice to give it a little bit of taste.
Did you see
What
this
does the
with your own
25%
eyes?
of potato chips have to do with anything?
Because we're talking about poverty and not being able to afford. She was talking about the college kid is eating the white rice because he's poor and there's nothing else to eat. And I said, you can still put some salt on there. That's where that came from.
But I just want to know if you witnessed this happen. Plain rice, unseasoned, being eaten.
I've heard people brag.
Would you guys like me to show you?
No, absolutely. I don't need to see that. No, I've heard white boys brag about it.
I have a big
Oh,
container
yeah,
of
I like-
steamed,
Oh yeah, I
steamed
like.
jasmine rice.
Oh yeah, I
Oh, I
like.
have this.
I like white rice. I'll eat it plain.
Let me tell you something though, because I take people for their word. I remember I was in high school. I had a boyfriend in high school. He was always talking about how much he loved white rice. So I was like, all right, cool. I'm heading over to his house. So I went to the Chinese place and I just got him white rice because he's always talking about how much he loves
that
it.
was
And I
foul.
handed that
You
to
called
him
him
and he
out.
was like, what is this? And I was like, you always talk about how much you love white rice.
That was foul. Was that the end of your relationship with him?
No.
Okay.
And he was like, yeah, I like white rice with stuff on it, but all he ever talked about was how much he loved the white rice. So I just assumed he all loved. So maybe you were just confused.
I love white
trust
rice.
me.
I love it with stuff on it, but I also can eat it plain. It's not like I'm just gonna opt to eat it plain if I don't have a choice.
Erica,
I'm
I
just not sitting
understand
around
what you're.
eating bowls of white rice.
Erica, I understand what you're saying. Trust me. I sussed this out of them. Like, are you telling me that you are eating white rice with nothing else? And they said, yes. I like the taste. Yes.
Who, me?
I'm telling you, these people.
Oh, I was going to say, because I will eat it with nothing on it.
No, we know.
I
She just
prefer to have something on it in most cases. Like if there's, you know what I mean?
She doesn't believe that you exist, and I'm telling her that these people do exist.
Yeah, I
know.
will say
I'm not going to advocate
yesterday.
on behalf of all white people because I don't know all white people. I only know some.
That's what they do. Hey, I'm with you, Erica. She's like, you know what?
But I am going to say that it is proof that it's not just white people that are doing that.
I'm an exception to most rules.
Yeah, he's an exception. He's an exception to the rule. He really is.
Ish is proof. I'm not going to advocate for all black people, just so you know, because I don't know all black people. I have to borrow that line from you there, Eric. Like, can't let you put that one on me, because I'm not just every day sitting around eating bowls of white rice. I want stuff on it. However, I will. You know what it is though, and I think to my credit, and I guess the best way I can say it, Mike, because you're not wrong, right? Like it's not. It's an acquired taste. But I train so proactively. I eat, and rice is a staple of my diet that I've gotten to the point. It's kind of like that person that can just drink egg yolks.
Mhm.
You understand what I'm saying? Like that person that can just crack 2 eggs, throw them in a cup, not mix anything else with it, and just drink them and then go out the door for a run.
Only in
I eat
movies.
plain unseasoned tofu. I like it.
That is See, that you should not admit. I
was gonna say,
admit.
Mike,
See,
I'm exonerated right now. She just
You
I
exonerated.
usually I'll prefer to put salt on it, but I can slice tofu and just eat it straight.
You just exonerated me.
That is weird shit. Now, Erica, you have set vegans back many years.
Yo, he said she set vegans back.
Because even to this day, I avoid places that have grill in their name or places that offer grilled tofu because it's always nasty. They don't season the tofu at all.
Well, we had this conversation earlier. I don't like tofu.
They just slap grilled tofu on your sandwich and you bite into a nasty, unseasoned thing, and they just act like it's supposed to taste good. It's like, no.
But when it's cooked, it's different.
We have to wait till Christmas to eat it.
Unseasoned cooked tofu, I don't like, but I can take the bread, slice it.
No, I mean, can we eat it?
Eat the slice with a little bit of salt on it. And it's
okay.
good.
Well, at least you're putting salt on it. At least.
No, Erica, I heard you say it. I heard you say, and I like it. I heard it. I can't unhear that.
At least you're putting salt on it, which puts you still a cut above ish at this point.
You're not going to ignore that she said I can eat unsalted tofu. That's what she said. And then she said, and I like it. Like you're not going to just discount that all of a sudden because she said
I like it better with salt on it, but I can do it.
Mind
you, when white people say salt,
are you sure
try it?
No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna try it.
And salt that, and then just eat it.
No, I'm not gonna
when
try it.
White people say salt, they mean raisins.
That's nasty. You know how many nasty sandwiches I've had from places that did not season their tofu?
They didn't put salt on it. When it's not cooked, it's really absorbent. So because it's it's still like really moist. So if you put a bunch of salt on an absorbent. If you put some salt on a raw, uncooked piece of tofu, it absorbs all the salt. It's good.
Salt is not seasoning. No, that's not good.
A little black pepper on that?
You know what tofu feels like? Seems like to me is like if you take...
How about a bunch of black seasoning? Like onion powder, garlic powder,
Little paprika would be good.
Yeah, and just all the seasonings.
I'm just saying that if you're in a hurry and you don't, you're out of all your seasonings.
If I'm in a hurry, I'll grab an apple. If I'm in a hurry, I'll grab an apple. I'm not gonna.
There's no apple. It's just tofu and a salt shaker, and you're gonna be good to go.
Well, it's.
I just want to say, my mother-in-law just made me a 7-Up cake.
Oh yeah, that's like a '90s thing. I remember stuff like that from the '90s.
I remember that.
Yeah.
It's a black person thing. We make pound cakes with flavors.
My dad. One morning, he made pancakes, and we were out of milk, so he made it with orange slice. Best pancakes I've ever had in my life.
I can imagine those are really good.
Oh man, never had a better pancake.
Were they really fluffy because of the carbonation?
I don't think so.
No, that was real. That was a real question.
I was too little. Like
I love soda cakes.
Flavor.
So I can tell. I can imagine that pancake was good because I love.
Soda cakes are fluffy, right?
Yeah, they're fluffy. Mm-hmm. My mother-in-law uses orange or strawberry or orange soda for. This is a 7-Up. It's strictly 7-Up with the 7-Up glaze, but yeah, she'll put like orange in it or. I love soda cakes.
You were asking me about nut milks earlier. Mm-hmm. You can't go wrong with chocolate flavor. If you have chocolate flavor nut milk, you might fall in love with it.
Yeah.
So whether it's almond, whether it's whatever, do they have chocolate flavor?
What other nuts do they use for milk?
Cashew.
Yeah, I think they do.
I don't think I love cashews. I don't think I like cashew. I can't stand macadamia.
Cashew milk is good. It's creamy. It's good. I'd recommend it. They have hemp
It's
milk.
interesting because you know what cashew milk reminds me of? I often tell people I love pizza, but I wouldn't want to drink it. Like I love cashews, but like I can't imagine how it would taste as a drink.
Well, you gotta imagine that they only put so many cashews in it. It's still basically a lot of water, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Remember, I was telling you the difference between soy milk and the other nut milks? Soy milk is
Mhm.
thicker than the other nut milk. So the other nut milks are still watery. So I don't think it's going to be that rough on you.
I
Then you
did
have
try
Yeah,
almond
just
milk
sit
for the first
down.
time today, Erica, and I enjoyed it.
Did you plain or chocolate?
Plain,
And did you have the unsweetened kind? I prefer the unsweetened kind.
unsweetened.
he had it unsweetened.
I
When they
happened to
add
be
vanilla
talking
to it,
about
that's
to Mike
gross.
about milk and opened up my refrigerator, and my wife had a container in there. So I poured myself like a little shot. It doesn't have a flavor to it, right? It tastes like water, but like thicker. Because I don't like the way water
Well,
tastes, but this has some body to it. You know what I mean?
yeah, you just pour a glass of that with a nice piece of salted tofu, raw.
Nah. I would never drink it plain. I'd want it in cereal with like a spoonful of sugar or yeah, but this
Yeah.
is blue almond breeze, almond milk.
That's my least favorite almond milk, but I feel like it has too much of an aftertaste.
Almond breeze.
Yeah,
I never noticed.
I've been getting
an
into
aftertaste.
pea milk.
To what
Which
milk?
sounds pea, like the tiny green pea, not like
Well,
urine milk.
they
but
call
pea.
it ripple.
Ugh.
They call it ripple because
Yeah,
pea
ripple.
milk would not sell an ounce. I actually
I
had
don't
my
like
first
peas.
bottle. I actually had my first bottle. You can't. It doesn't taste like peas. It's just
No.
it's pea protein. You don't. It doesn't taste like pea. Really,
Although
to
I
me,
do
pea
like
milk.
split pea soup, and I like peas right off the pod.
Yeah, to me, ripple milk, tasted like I was drinking like almond milk or something. I didn't notice a difference in taste. Really.
Well, it just froths up really well. I like to steam it and like have it with like a cup of tea or something in a
Mhm.
milk frother, and it's
Okay.
really
Is it green?
frothy when you put it in a frother. What?
Is it green?
No, it's like milk color.
It's the same milk color.
What other types of milks are there? Pecan
All the
milk?
milks. If you can
That's
eat
a
it, you
good
can
question.
milk it.
Actually, yes, that's true. You know what, Ish? I think there is a pecan milk, and I came this close to getting it, but it was on the wrong section in the store. It was mislabeled, so I thought I was getting something reasonably priced, and then I get up to the counter and it's a ridiculous price. I'm not going to pay for something like that, so I'm like, nah, I'm good. So, I mean, you can imagine as the nut gets more expensive, the nut milk gets exponentially more expensive.
Like
So,
a
We got to
pine
figure like
nut milk, that'd
cashews.
be like
Cashews are.
$1,000.
I know
Actually-
cashews, pecans, and pistachios are like pretty high up there as far as nut prices
Well,
go.
you'd be surprised. So the best deal you could probably get is cashew milk because it's surprisingly normally priced, especially from who
Because
sells
cashews
it.
are expensive.
Yeah, exactly. So that's a good deal. Who does cashew milk? There's Blue. There's
Like
what
so
did he
so
say?
delicious or something.
Oh, is
Blue
it So
Diamond.
Delicious?
Yes, I think they do it.
Yeah. So yeah, whoever does it, maybe So Delicious has good prices on it. But the pecan milk was too expensive. But I was very intrigued. I was very.
I'm not
Erica,
gonna
which
lie,
nut
I'm
did
still
you say
stuck
was
on
really
this grape
expensive?
thing.
Yeah,
Macadamia is
I
really
try not
expensive.
to dwell on it so hard. I can't stand. Ugh. I don't know
Yeah,
why. What it is about
macadamia,
macadamias?
I feel like it was kind of watered down. I don't remember it too much. I feel like it might have been kind of watered down.
The grape thing changed my life. By the way,
I do like hemp milk, especially depending on who makes it. Especially since hemp milk has some good nutrition.
see, Erica,
I think it's
as I was
funny
telling you,
that I just think it's funny that we all got stuck with this grape thing because some white lady and her family started putting grapes and shit.
yo,
and then
it's
they-
funny. It's funny you said that because as I was telling you, I do food commentaries, and I'm often considering things like, who sat down one day and was like, this is missing something. I know. You know what I mean? It just sliced up some grapes, or like there's certain things that just like mess with my head. Like, who decided that we needed to make sugar plums? And why? Who put like the little the little fig seeds inside of jelly donuts.
Little what?
Like things like
Fig
that. Like
seeds
why?
and jelly donuts?
You know how like when you buy
Skin?
some jelly donuts, you'll get and they'll have like the little fig seeds, like the little seeds inside the
Mm.
jelly donut, and it's like why?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Like
sounds good.
strawberry seeds, you mean?
No,
Whatever they
fig
are, they're like
seeds.
crunchy like seeds that they just put inside of jelly donuts. Not
I didn't
all
know
jelly
that.
donuts.
I didn't
I've
know
never
that.
heard of that.
That sounds new.
Oh yeah, for sure. No, it's not new. I've since I was a kid. Not every because I don't buy them because I don't like them. But
Are they
I
actually
found out I
figs?
didn't like them when I was a kid.
Are
I don't
they
know if they're
actually
Is it
fig
actually
seeds. They're like
maybe rat poop?
they're like seeds.
I think you
that
went to
they'll
a
put
donut place
inside
that
the
had a lot
jelly.
of mice.
That actually sounds
No,
good.
no. It's something that they do, and to me, I'm a texture person. It's the reason why I don't like nuts in my brownies because it's like the textures are way too contrasting.
It sounds like you're a really picky eater.
I'm. It's so funny how liberal of an eater I am. I'll try anything. Like I'm a foodie, so I'll try anything. But once there's certain things that like, yeah, I am picky about certain things, for sure.
Do you like
Yes,
fish?
I can't argue that.
Do
I
you
love
like fish? Okay.
Love fish.
I was gonna call you foodie in the no fish, but I guess I can't.
No,
call you
I
that.
definitely love fish. But no, there are certain things that I am picky about, certain textures to me, and certain flavors to me, right? Because like I was saying earlier, like the super taster thing, like I taste flavors, which is one of the reasons why I'm not like huge on barbecue sauce because I taste the contrast between like that. I don't have a problem with sweet and spicy. But that contrast, like the pineapple juice or the brown sugar or the maple versus, the spices to me just they don't click.
Well, it's also because there are different versions of barbecue sauce, and like people from other areas who love their barbecue sauce probably think that the barbecue sauce that you don't like is whack. They probably like people who do barbecue sauce that's too sweet. That's like considered like the cheap, shitty, like northern version of barbecue sauce. Like when
Yeah,
you
but
get
see, the
into
thing is, I'm from the South.
mustard. Oh, so then
I'm first generation. Like I grew up. The thing is, any type of sugar that you put in barbecue sauce, I can taste it. That's why I went down the list of the different maple, pineapple juice, or brown sugar, which is usually the sugars that are put in barbecue sauce. Not all,
do you
but one
have
of
to
them.
do you have to put sugar? Do you have to put a sweetness in barbecue sauce? Is that
My
like
brother-in-law doesn't, which is why I love his barbecue sauce. He's a saucier. He doesn't use a sweet base.
yeah?
Not
I'd
when
like
he's making it for me.
Yeah, I'd like to try that because I'm not into the sweetness either. I like mustard based
Mhm.
barbecue sauces.
I like.
I like
I'm
that
with you
I
on
feel
that.
like ketchup. I feel like I hate ketchup as a condiment because it just tastes like candy
Sugar.
on my food.
Yeah,
Well, it's really sweet,
especially
right?
especially the nasty mainstream stuff. If you get into some of the organic ones, they're better. I actually had a ketchup today that I'm pretty sure was like organic, but it had a sweetness to it, but it was different. Like I almost feel like they used beet juice or something because it was really red, and it was from this place called Chloe's, which is a vegan joint, and their stuff is like I haven't eaten fries in a long time, just because I don't eat that for health reasons. But this was like it said it was like air baked fries or whatever.
Air fried, yeah.
Well, it was funny. It
I
said
like 'em with
air
mayonnaise.
baked, which is kind of weird, but
Well,
said
air
air
frying
baked.
is like the hotness, so they probably just turned their oven on in like convection style, and called it air baking instead of air frying.
Right.
I like my fries with mayonnaise.
Yeah, that's a Belgium thing, right?
French. maybe?
I picked it up in Germany.
Oh,
Let me
okay.
tell you, a friend turned me on to, and I didn't really like it, but like I tried it. My friend's from the Netherlands, and they dip their artichokes in mayonnaise.